What was the Underground Railroad? Who were the conductors? The railway stations? And did they actually make railways underground? Well, not exactly. The Underground Railroad was the name of the organized network of paths and safe houses run by African Americans and abolitionists, offering assistance to African Americans escaping slavery before and after the Civil War. They were called conductors, and their safe houses known as depots or stations. One of the owners of these stations was William C. Goodridge. William C. Goodridge was a multiracial businessman and activist during the mid-1800s. From slave, freedman, barber, businessman, to station owner on the Underground Railroad, William C. Goodridge is a figure of liberation and freedom in the town of York, PA. Goodridge was born to his enslaved African-American mother and an unknown white father. The assumption was that his father was his mother's enslaver, possibly evidenced by the C in his name. As he grew, he was later given to a tanner to apprentice for in his early years. After the tanner went out of business, he freed Goodridge at the age of 16. Goodridge went on to train as a barber, building a lucrative business in the town of York, Pennsylvania. His business was mainly successful due to the efforts of his wife and partner. Goodridge married Evalina Wallace in 1827. Evalina was more than just his wife. She was a savvy businesswoman, and with her assistance, Goodridge thrived. He began to sell candy, toys, cosmetics, and even invented a treatment for hair loss. Goodridge knew the suffering of his people down south, and he knew he must use his means to help others. His home and business sat just 8 miles from the Mason-Dixon line. Goodridge knew he could use this proximity to assist African Americans as they made their perilous journeys for freedom. Goodridge used his home to help hide runaways. He carved out a secret compartment under his kitchen where he would hide freed peoples from the enslavers and hunters that would come looking for them. Despite being a freed man, harboring and protecting refugees was dangerous and made Goodridge and his family the target of violence and racism. Their eldest son, Glenalvin, was one of the greatest tragedies of this racism. Glenalvin had begun a career in photography, not only one of the first Black men to establish a studio in the cutting-edge world of photography, but one of the first men in York to possess such a skill. However, Glenalvin was soon falsely accused by a white woman of rape. A white jury quickly convicted him, and Glenalvin spent 3 years in jail for a crime he never committed. Despite these hardships, the Goodridge home that was used to protect and shelter so many souls now stands as a historical landmark. Visitors can come to the museum and understand the history and reality of Goodridge's legacy, a legacy of perseverance, tragedy, and freedom.